Big Tobacco must love diversity. They love it so much that here they advertise up to 10 times more in black neighborhoods than in other neighborhoods.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Smoking is racist. And I'm not just talking about the act of smoking or bumming a smoke. Moreover, the fucking tobacco companies are racist. And anything to do or deal with tobacco is racist. What's up, losers and good-for-nothings, and welcome back to the most important show on the internet. Now, as you know, the Grammys have been going on, and it's really pissing me the fuck off, because there's really nothing good to comment on. I mean, everybody's doing something stupid at the Grammys to get noticed or whatever, so why even bother? I mean, look at 21 Pilots.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Other than that, and Megadeth being greeted with Metallica songs instead of, their own fucking songs. There was nothing really funny or stupid to comment on, so why even bother? So it's just gonna waste my time. So I waited a little bit to see what was going on in the internet world, and there wasn't much of anything until a couple hours ago when this awesome, amazing, beautiful promoted hashtag popped up on Twitter. You know how some companies pay money to promote their own trending hashtags, because people don't actually care about them and they don't actually get the publicity anyways? Yeah, a company called Truth, that nonprofit that figuratively fucked the internet last year with anti-smoking ads? Yeah, they started a beautiful promoted hashtag called Stop Profiling. Yes, you heard it right.
I will not lie.
Truth is accusing tobacco companies of being racist and pushing their products to African American communities, thus essentially making them racist.
This is fucked up.
But okay, let's hear them out. Let's give them a chance to speak. Let's give them a chance to pitch their idea to us. Now, when you visit their Twitter page, you're kindly welcomed with a link titled, Big Tobacco's Profiling Tactics Have Consequences. Well, let's check out their link there and see what it says. Now, just by taking one look at this, you can tell it's racially fueled. Not because they're not stating any facts or substantial information. It's always white versus blacks or blacks versus whites. It really pisses me the fuck off. I mean, you can see it in the very first fact. Although African Americans usually smoke fewer cigarettes and start smoking cigarettes at an older age, they are more likely to die from smoking-related diseases than whites. I mean, just check out the wording in these other facts. African Americans are more likely to die from smoking-related diseases than white Americans. African Americans are less likely to successfully quit smoking than white Americans. So again, you can kind of see a pattern starting to form, right? We see an obvious division of whites and blacks encouraged by Truth. Like reverse civil rights. Even though we're all humans and we bleed the same blood, they gotta be different, right? Because their skin color's different, right? So let's just encourage racial division even more by being one of the top non-profit anti-smoking companies in the world, and let's just make it all about race. Yeah, let's just take our political compass and put it all the way to the left. When you were kind of in the center of the political compass and, you were just caring about people's health and people smoking instead of, race and all that bullshit. Why are we continuing to make this a race thing? This is America in the real fucking world. Oh, it's a race thing because the big tobacco companies are deliberately marketing to only black people, and apparently black people are more susceptible to health problems than anyone else, according to this first fact. Although African Americans usually smoke fewer cigarettes and start smoking cigarettes at an older age, they are more likely to die from smoking-related diseases than whites. Okay, you see the source down here? Yeah, we're gonna check it out. Now, this page is the exact source where they got this information from. Right here in Health Effects, it says, tobacco use is a major contributor to the 3 leading causes of death among African Americans: heart disease, cancer, and stroke. Diabetes is the 4th leading cause of death among African Americans. The risk of developing diabetes is 30 to 40% higher for cigarette smokers than non-smokers. They say that diabetes is the 4th leading cause of death among African Americans. They're layering that figure on top of cigarette smoking, and since cigarette smoking sits on the top of their problems, well then it must be cigarette smoking that kills them, right? And black people are more susceptible to cigarette smoke. Apparently, just because more African Americans have diabetes and more of them die from the cigarette smoking, it doesn't mean it's any easier or harder for any other race to get those same symptoms. It's just a figurative coincidence. And since you don't have any figures on here, like a number of how many people died from smoking, how many white people died from smoking, how many black people died from smoking, and any other race out there, since you don't have those figures, these percentages mean nothing. This page means nothing. A wise person once told me that figuratives are great, but if you don't have a number to support that figure, it means nothing. Look, we can sit here and debunk facts all day, but I will say this: just because you're white or black doesn't mean you're naturally more susceptible to smoking. Now, going back to the Twitter page, let's check out some of the videos they put up to support this hashtag.
Big Tobacco must love diversity. They love it so much that here they advertise up to 10 times more in black neighborhoods than in other neighborhoods. How is that okay? It's not a coincidence. Stop profiling. Be the generation that ends smoking.
Well, just from glimpsing at this video, you can almost feel the cancer seep out and spread over your skin. First of all, what constitutes a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood?
Are you fucking idiots?
Let's figure out what they're trying to say. Just because more blacks live in a certain neighborhood and decide to spend their money on cigarettes means it's racial profiling, apparently. Businessmen don't do that. It's natural to figure out which places you're selling the most cigarettes to, and then you push your advertisements in those areas. Even if they find out that more African Americans or Asian Americans or whoever are buying their products and they push their advertisements to those certain areas, it doesn't mean it's racial profiling or racist at all. Racial profiling would be pushing their products to only one race, only one skin color, and we can even take it one step further and putting on the packages, it's only for black people, or it's only for Asians, or Indians love it. Like, I live in a predominantly white town, and I can walk a block that way, and I'll see tons of tobacco ads. So no, this is not racial profiling.
A recent study found that low-income neighborhoods are more likely to have tobacco retailers near schools than other neighborhoods. How convenient. It's not a coincidence. It's profiling. Stop profiling. Be the generation that ends smoking.
Okay, now I'm just really confused.
What the fuck was that shit?
Okay, so let's state the obvious and say that low-income neighborhoods smoke more than high-income neighborhoods, obviously. And now they're just gonna drop the whole racial profiling thing and just go for regular profiling. I mean, why is that so bad? Oh, so you want tobacco companies to advertise their product to everyone equally? That's just bad business right there. You can't do that. If you're in the business to make money, then you find out who and where is buying your products, and then you push that, and you push your products to those communities. Or if you want to create new customers, you can push your products to other areas as well. Could you imagine these men in suits would sit at a conference table and they'd be like, yeah, let's push our products to African Americans so that they can all die, and white power, or let's only market to white neighborhoods because we need more black people around. That's not what they're saying. They want to make money. So they make money by pushing their products to certain demographics. It's not profiling. It's not profiling at all. And in the end, nobody is saying, oh, this is the consumer's fault, because it totally is. If you don't want to buy cigarettes, don't buy them.
But oh, it's about the children and we're marketing to the kids.
Shut the fuck up. In the end, it's the consumer's fault because they made the decision to get cigarettes. They definitely know from being in school that cigarettes are terrible for your health because their desire to smoke overrides the future smoking disadvantages and health problems. So why are we labeling tobacco companies as evil?
Oh, because they make cigarettes more addictive. They put cat piss on it and, they shit on it.
Who the fuck cares? If you're smoking it and you want to smoke, that's what you do. It doesn't make the tobacco companies evil. You're buying it and you're taking the risk to get addicted. Well, anyways, I'm done talking about this. If you got any other ideas for me, please leave in the comments below. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And as you know, I'll be back tomorrow with some more fresh content, and I'll see you then. Thank you very much.